Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Grant. So today I'm gonna take y'all through a little yoga session. So this isn't really gonna be a flow yoga. It's really gonna be more just a, mind body stretching routine. Easy 10-minute session you can do really in the morning, right when you wake up, or right before you go to bed, or even after a workout. So let's get started. So we're gonna start with neck stretches. So you can be in whatever position that's most comfortable. That gives you a good posture where you can really breathe extremely well, because that's really important. So you can either be in crisscross applesauce like this, but if your hips are tight, you can do this variation right here. I like this. My hips are tight a lot of the time, so this is comfortable for me. Okay, so we're just gonna start with these neck stretches. All we're gonna be doing here is just pulling our head. You want to almost feel like you want to pull your hand to the ground. So your hand is pulling your head, and this hand is reaching for the ground. You should really feel all in your neck and all in your traps as well. We're gonna hold this for about 15 seconds. And remember, have a good posture, okay? About 5 more seconds here. Good, good. Same thing on the other side. Make sure you're breathing, taking deep breaths here. About 5 more seconds. Good, good. All right, next thing we have are cat cows, okay? So this is really gonna work on opening up the lumbar region of your back, as well as your shoulders as well, your chest, okay? So we're gonna have our hands wide, our fingers wide, or spread apart, excuse me. Okay, about shoulder width apart. And we're gonna go just like this. We're gonna push down from the ground, okay? This will be our cat position, okay? And then we're gonna come back in for our cow position like this, okay? We're gonna be breathing, taking nice deep breaths. Inhaling right here, exhaling, just like that. We're gonna do this for about 15 more seconds here. Good, good. All right, next thing we got is the hip flexor stretch. So there's a lot of different variations to this, but for time purposes, we're just gonna go into this variation right here. So the key with this is you wanna push your hips forward and down, okay? And breathe, of course. So we're gonna go just like this. You should feel all in your hip flexor, you should feel in your psoas muscles, feel it all right here in the front of your leg. We're gonna hold this one for about 15 more seconds here. And you wanna try not to bounce, so you don't wanna bounce, okay? You wanna gradually move your body downwards. Good. All right, exact same thing on the other side. Make sure you're breathing. Big chest the entire time. We don't want to slouch posture. We want a big chest. About 5 more seconds here. And good. All right, next thing we got is a downward facing dog. So the positioning on this is you want to get your hands about a little more than shoulder width apart. And we also are gonna start in a high plank position, okay? And the key is to push your head down toward your feet, okay? So you're gonna feel it in your shoulders, in your calves, and in your hamstrings, okay? just like this. If your shoulders are really tight, you can widen your hands just a little bit, okay? You can also pedal your feet if your calves are really tight. Whatever's comfortable. Got about 5 more seconds here. And good. Walk it up slowly, okay? Next thing we have is a ragdoll fold. So with this, it's just really important to have a slight bend in your knees. Otherwise, you're gonna hurt your back. So we're gonna start feet a little less than shoulder width apart. Okay, a nice slight bend in the knees, so we don't want them locked out, but we also don't want our knees at a 90-degree angle or anything. Okay, want a nice comfortable angle here. We're gonna come down. We're gonna grab our ankles. Okay, you can have your hands wherever. Okay, you can have them in front of you, behind you, but we're just gonna have a nice easy stretch. Okay. Again, a good rule of thumb is if your chest isn't touching your thighs, you're probably wrong. Okay, and you're probably feeling it in your lower back. You'll feel this in your hamstrings and in your calves, in your lower back, just a little. We're gonna hold this one here for about 5 more seconds. And good. Oof. Okay, got the child's pose now. There's 2 variations to this one. I'll show both of them because I think they're both pretty important and they stretch different parts of your body. So the first variation is your knees close together. So if your back is really tight, this one is probably gonna be the one you wanna do. Okay, so all you're gonna really do is have your hands about little more than shoulder width apart. Okay, you're gonna reach as far out in front of you as you can. Okay, just like so. And the other variation is gonna be knees widened. Okay, so if your hips are really tight, so if you notice maybe your hips were tight at the beginning of the session, you know, this might be the variation you wanna go with, okay? So knees are widened. Okay, same type of concept though. We're gonna reach our hands out as far as we can. We're gonna feel it more in our hips here, okay? So you can choose whichever variation you wanna do, but we're gonna hold this for about 10 more seconds here. And again, you can hold these for as long as you want. Sometimes I do 2 minutes. It's really just dependent upon how you feel that day. Good. Next thing we got is a rocking baby side to side stretch. So this one looks a little silly, but it's good for your hips and your hamstrings as well. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold either your feet or the balls of your feet or your heels, whatever you want to do, your ankles, if you have short arms. You're just gonna rock side to side just like a little baby, okay? You can go at whatever pace you want to go at. You should feel it all in your groin, your hips. And good. Last stretch we got here is just a full body stretch. So really this is good for the end of the session or the stretching session that you're doing. Just to really make sure, you know, you've hit as many muscles as possible in terms of getting them, you know, stretched and loose or loosened. So the key here is really just, you want to feel like you're stretching your body as far apart as it can go. Okay, so you're gonna be reaching in this direction, and you're also gonna be reaching in that direction with your feet, okay? You can hold this for as long as you want, but we'll just do 10 seconds here. Good. All right, and that's really it, okay? So again, yoga, or at least this variation of yoga, can be used for really, you know, any part of the day, and, you know, can really just help add a lot to your energy. You can really get a lot of energy from this. At least for me, that's how I feel. You know, I do this in the morning, and for 10 minutes, and I feel a lot better for the rest of the day. So y'all can definitely try this out, and thanks for watching.